The next topic I want to talk about is one that almost all pre-med students have a pretty good notion of to begin with, and that's what I call the performance component. How have you performed along the way? Well, one measure of that performance, of course, is your grade point. And the grade point average is something that pre-medical students so often obsess with. One of the most common things is, oh my God, I'm going to make an A-. Am I not going to make it into medical school? Oh, is this going to be too bad for medical school, et cetera, et cetera. And grades are important. There's no question that grades are important. But what's more important along the way, I know people get tired of hearing this, what's more important along the way is learning. Grades are a measure of your learning, but they're not an absolute measure of your learning. The more you obsess with grades, the less you will do of your learning. Now, I've seen this happen in so many cases. That's why schools don't use grade point as the only way to measure getting into medical school. If they did, everybody could take the easiest possible major, get a 4-point, and they would land in medical school. But the schools know that. They know that there are grade chasers who see that as their route to medical school, and it doesn't work. That's why the schools have the MCAT. The MCAT exam is the great leveler, as it were, and that's because there's no way for a school to compare a student with a 3.8 GPA in biology at Harvard with a student that has a 3.45 in biochemistry at Oregon State University. The GPAs just don't match up. You can't tell. And so you can't say that a 3.8 is better than a 3.5 because it varies from school to discipline to circumstance. So the MCAT becomes the great leveler, and the MCAT, in a lot of ways, is what the schools see as the measure of your learning. And in my experience, your learning will help you to improve on the MCAT. If you want to obsess with something during your schooling, that's the thing to obsess with. The more you learn, the better you will do on the MCAT. It's not absolute. The MCAT is not a perfect exam. But the MCAT is a very good measure of what you've learned along the way, and it provides the medical schools a comparative between the disciplines, the schools, and the experiences that the students bring. So remember in performance that your aim is learning. I'm sure you've heard that, and I want to emphasize that point to you.